Hi there, this is Caly. Thanks so much for joining me today for another STAMPtember exclusive. Today's exclusive features Pink Main's No One Like You. These little marshmallow snowmen are so cute, and I just had to create a card and wanted to share it with you. Before we get started, here's a quick look at this adorable stamp set. So there's lots of marshmallow images of these snowmen, and there's even that one sitting in a cup of cocoa. So I've already stamped out all of the images. When I got these sets, I went ahead and stamped out the images because I wanted the black ink to be nice and dry, because it does smear sometimes, and I just hate for that to happen, especially while I'm recording a video. So I've got this stamp set all ready to go, and what I've done first there is color my snowmen. I've chosen to use light blue, but you can also use a cool gray or any kind of gray really, or even pinks. I've seen lots of snowmen colored different ways, and as long as there's a little bit of color there, it really does transform the image from a flat image to a more dimensional image. Anyway, I'm going to speed through my coloring here. I'm going to try to limit the number of colors that I use, but I still want little bits of pops of color here and there. And we also want it to be cohesive. So I think I selected 3 colors for all of their scarves and mittens and hats. So I've used red, and I am going to use a little bit of blue and a bit of teal. I have the cap colors there for you on display, but if you're interested in a full list, be sure to check out my blog where I'll list everything and link all the supplies as well for your convenience. So once I get through all of the coloring on these scarves and hats, I'm going to work on this giant mug. Now my background is going to be Distress Oxide ink blended with some Seedless Preserves Worn Lipstick and Tattered Rose. And so I wanted my mug to kind of coordinate with my background. So I'm using the RV66, RV66, then RV63. And because these 2 colors don't blend well, I'm gonna do a tip-to-tip application. So I'm using the lighter marker and drawing some ink from the darker marker and then blending with that. I hope you were able to see that. I don't have to do that very often at all, but sometimes colors are difficult to blend, and that technique really helps. All right, so once I'm done coloring all of these images, I have to fussy cut, but there are coordinating dies, so be sure to grab that if you get the chance, and so you don't have to fussy cut like I am here. So these are the new awesome scissors from Simon Says Stamp. It was released with their STAMPtember release on September 1st, and I am just gonna showcase them in this video for you, and probably the rest of the videos for the month, because there will be lots of fussy cutting for me. All right, so once our images are all fussy cut apart, I'm going to go ahead and set them aside because I'm going to work on the background now. Again, I am ink blending with Tattered Rose, Worn Lipstick, and Seedless Preserves. I meant to start with a darker color, but it doesn't really matter. As you can see, I started with the light, and I'm just going to fully cover the top 2/3 portion of the card. I wanted it to fade into a white so that there's snow for the ground. After I ink blended a thin layer of Tattered Rose, I'm going to go over it with Worn Lipstick and then back to the Tattered Rose to blend the 2 colors together. And then I'll pull in the darkest color, which is Seedless Preserves, and just get the top 1/3 portion of my card. And after I've applied the Seedless Preserves, I'm going to go back in with my pink blending brush to kind of blend the Seedless Preserves into the Worn Lipstick. So when you introduce new colors, you want to go ahead and go back with the previous color just to get the 2 to blend together nicely. When I'm done ink blending, I'm going to add some splatters. Before I clean up my glass board here, I am smushing on some Seedless Preserves ink onto the glass mat, and then I'm going to wet that with some water, and then I'm going to use it to pick up the pigment or ink and splatter it all on my panel. I'm also going to splatter with white paint. I do love the combination of white with the extra color. And it does dry right away since it's just watered down acrylic paint. So now I'm trimming it off. I'm cutting off about 1/4 inch all the way around, and we're going to get nice crisp edges, and then we'll go ahead and apply our images. So I'm adding some 3D foam squares. These are from Simon Says Stamp. The Simon Says Stamp 3D foam adhesives come in 2 different heights and 2 different sizes, as well as 2 different colors. So there's lots of options. I do like the black 3D foam tape for sentiment strips, which are great because you know I love my black sentiment strips. Okay, so I am almost done adhering all of my images. When I'm done adhering that down, all I have to do is stamp on a sentiment. These sentiments are kind of blockish, so it's not lending to a sentiment strip. So I'm just going to stamp it with black ink in the open space above these two little marshmallow snowmen. And then to give my card a bit more interest, I'm using some glossy accents because I like that it dries clear. And then I'm going to dust on some unicorn dust just to give it a little bit of sparkle and shine. And I'm applying the adhesive in the upper left-hand corner. So remember we colored our Copics for the snowman in the bottom right-hand corner. So I'm just going opposite with the adhesive and unicorn dust here. When I'm done applying that, and this dries almost immediately as well, it's so easy to use and I just love applying some shimmer and shine this way. I'm going to go ahead and apply that entire panel onto a slimline card base, and then we are done with our card. I really hope you enjoyed this STAMPtember exclusive. Be sure to check out the links below. Everything will be linked for you, and more details will be on my blog if you're interested in reading about it and seeing more photos. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe. And you can also take it another step by hitting that little bell to get notified when there is new content. I do plan on making a few extra videos this month for the STAMPtember exclusives, and I hope you enjoy all the projects. Thank you so much for stopping by, and have a wonderful day, everyone. Bye!